How long do we keep our Christmas trees? I always wonder about that one. This is this is something that I'm thinking. We have a very nice tree here in the Sexton household, and our dog has not pulled that many ornaments off the tree yet. We did have to build a little fence around it, but she can't get over the fence, so that's good. But we had some friends over for dinner last night, and we were playing the Christmas music, and I was wondering, first of all, is there at Christmas time? Is there too much Christmas music ever? Is that a thing you have to? Do you ever switch it over to just classic rock or something, or do you just go Christmas music 24/7? And then how long do you keep your tree? For those of you who have trees, we went with a standard classic Christmas tree. I did think a little palm tree in honor of Florida would be kind of fun, but it's tough to get a tiny palm tree, I guess, or at least a real one. Plastic tree, I was shot down on that one. I figured plastic tree, so easy to clean up, but I was told that that was not how we were going to do it this year. I've also been told already that, see, the great thing is when you get a puppy and you have a wife or husband, depending on who's in charge of the dog mostly, but the other person is mostly in charge of the dog. You get to play with the puppy all the time, and then you're like, you know what? I think I want another one. But I have been told we're going to hold off on the other one for a little while because that would be a lot. Because I'm not the one who's dealing with the majority of the puppy upkeep. I just get to play with her. And some of you can see on the I have, scratch I've been having scratches and little cuts on my hands. That's from playtime with the puppy. So if you watch us on YouTube or on some of the social media videos we put up, if you're wondering, no, I have not, embarked on like a fencing career or something. Although I guess fencing you wouldn't get cuts on your hands really. I did fence a little bit growing up. Very rudimentary, like the intro to fencing, intro to boxing, intro to fencing, intro to judo through the New York Athletic Club, what they called the Saturday Morning Boys Program. And the one thing I really did, judo was cool. Even wrestling was cool. Boxing was good, of course. The fencing was the one thing I couldn't really get into. I don't know. I prefer there are these groups now that do it's like fencing but broadsword fighting. So think of the some of the swords you'd see. Well, in Braveheart, that's a two. William Wallace is swinging around a two-handed great sword, which is enormous. It was a real thing, really only used for dueling, not used on the battlefield, which makes sense when you think about it. You're going to be in close quarters with people. Trying to swing around a 6 foot long sword is it's going to be a little unwieldy. And if somebody else just has a dirk, a little dagger, and can just kind of sneak up on you, or a spear and get you quickly. Um, how did I get into like medieval warfare and swords? This went. I was talking about Christmas trees, and maybe even Christmas movies. You know what I mean? Sometimes this is just where the mind goes. But I was thinking also of my favorite. What would be my favorite Christmas movie? And if you're talking classics, classic Christmas movies, there's Miracle on 42nd Street, right? There's what's the one with the kid with the BB gun? That's A Christmas Story, right? Where did and the other kid like we used to they used to show this in school when the teachers were sick around this time of year if we had like a substitute teacher. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Is it A Christmas Story? The kid puts his tongue on the frozen pole. That's where I learned don't do that. Christmas Story, right? Yeah, yeah. That's a classic one. But if you're looking in the modern era, I gave you guys the movie to watch after Christmas with your family if you have never seen it before. I just think Master and Commander is a great and very underrated movie for what it is, and a lot of you reacted to that yesterday, and we posted that clip from the show on social media. Um, I gotta say, the original Home Alone is a really good movie. Am I alone in thinking this? The original Home Alone for a Christmas movie is a really good movie. You can watch it with the whole family. I mean, it is a little I'm not trying to be a spoiler here. I feel like they could have called the neighbors and said, "Hey, can you check on Kevin and see if But whatever. Suspend your disbelief." Um, Joe Pesci, Joe Pesci, quite a range as an actor, I've got to say. From My Cousin Vinny to Home Alone to playing various nasty gangsters in Goodfellas and Casino. So yeah, my rec is Home Alone 1. I think it's quality.